Hello, hello, hello. This is Dr. G, and guess what I'm talking about today? Podcasting. Did you guess that? Because you know I love talking about podcasting, so perhaps you did guess that. I'm Dr. G, and yes, I do. I admit it. I'm Dr. G, and I love podcasting. All right, it's out there. So I was thinking today, I was like, there are so many things that we've talked about so far. We've talked about how to be a guest on someone's show, how to prepare your guests. We've talked about all these really cool things. But I realized that we've never talked about how to get your guests to promote your show. And who better to promote the show than someone who's been on it? They've had the experience of being with you and your awesomeness, and they are willing to shout that from the rooftops. So let's give them a chance, right? There we go. So today I'm going to talk about 3 ways to get your guests to promote your podcast. The first one is do the heavy lifting. And I'm talking about making sure that you communicate well with your guests prior to making sure that they are set up to win when they come on the show. So this is what I do. I have a video that I send to all my guests, and it's basically a video that goes over all of the things that you need in order to have a successful opportunity on a show. And that includes what kind of microphone. If they don't have a microphone, like something like the Samson or the ATR 2100X, then they can use the headphones that comes with their telephone. And I go through all of that. I go through what kind of place you want to be in. Want to be someplace quiet. You want to be in a place where there's not going to be a lot of echoing. You want to do all the things to maximize the sound during the experience. And then you also want to make sure that they feel comfortable being on the show. They know the format of the show, all that stuff. So do all the heavy lifting for them. And then after the broadcast has been recorded, the next thing is you want to make sure that your guest has everything that they need in order to share about the show. Okay, so that is where you're prepping them for success in sharing. So you may have an expectation that guests that come on your show will then subscribe to your show, maybe share it with their networks. Whichever format you decide or however you decide, you want them to have success in doing so. So you want to make graphics for them. You want to make snippets where they can share that on their social media. You want to make it so easy that all they have to do is click a button. So you're preparing them for success, not only when they come on a show and shine, because you know they will, and you're helping them to do that, but also afterwards, because they're going to now want to share that amazingness, that awesomeness, amazingness, not a word maybe, that awesomeness with their network. So you definitely want to do that. And then the last one is you want to ask them, or you basically want to empower them to leverage their network. So you can literally say, hey, you share the show, maybe you get a discount on one of my services, etc. Do something. There's some bartering that can happen. There can be some negotiation that can happen, but literally you can help them to share about what you're doing, and they get to share that with their network. And if it's compatible with their network, they're going to be happy to share. And you're going to benefit because you're going to get exposure for your show. And you're also going to get, an amazing outreach for your show, perhaps new listeners to your show. Okay. And so those are the 3, right? So I'm just going to go over them again. So you do the heavy lifting. So you get that, you do all the stuff, you get, the emails out beforehand to prepare them. You get them their video to kind of coach them through how they're going to perform on the show. And then after that, you want to prepare them for success, prep them for success. So you want to give them the snippets, the audio snippets that they could just, you make them under a minute so they can go on Instagram, they can go on LinkedIn, they can go everywhere. You give them graphics that they can share. And then ultimately, you want to help them to leverage their network, to spread the great news about your zone of genius and how amazing you are and how amazing the episode that they were on is. So these are some great ways in which you can get your guests to spread the word about your show and promote it. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, definitely drop me a comment below. Let me know. And I am also taking questions. So I have done answered questions in the past about the last one that we did was how to do a private podcast. So I just did that one. So if you have questions, definitely drop your questions below. And I'm happy to create a short live talking about the answer. Okay. So I'm Dr. G, and I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.